All right. How are you doing today, nerds? Let's lock it in and jump into another Edge of Eternities Premier Draft. I did see that they're going to do aetherdrift, quick drafts. I've not drafted aetherdrift, so I think I am going to dive into one of those just to test it out. Maybe we'll double up on a video, maybe that'll be the next one. We'll see what happens with that. I do know that the formats rotate, so there will be another format to draft in a little while. I don't know when that is. We'll see. But when that happens, we'll see how I do. I've not drafted any other formats, so it'll be really interesting, to say the least. So let's take a look at this pack. The Mechan Assembler is really good, I'm pretty sure. I've not had it be amazing for me. I've actually just not had much success drafting the blue deck at all, but there are no good green cards here, so I think I am going to take the Mechan Assembler. The Dubious Delicacy is definitely interesting as well. Flash, neg 3 for 3. I would play it, but I do think the Mechan Assembler is probably a little bit better. So let's take the Mechan Assembler. I mean, they do combo well together, but the Mechan Assembler is kind of an engine. If you can get it out and then play a couple of artifacts, or, well, play an artifact and then play another artifact. I have had minor success with the blue-green deck. We're going to take a Starwinder. Glad that we took the Mechan Assembler here now. We're going to hope to pick up some Mechanizoas. There's another Dubious Delicacy, which is kind of interesting, but Starwinder is just a really big card that does a lot. Love to have it. Here, I am looking at the Ice-Till Explorer, honestly. I've played this once and it gave me a lot of advantage, honestly. So yeah, if we want to be in the blue-green deck, I'll be in the blue-green deck. The next best card in this pack is like the Dawnstrike Vanguard and the Dockworker Drone. Like there's some good white. Sky Stinger is also pretty good. I've played all of these cards, so we'll see. But Ice-Till Explorer is just very strong. I'll start with a couple of good rares in the blue-green and lean that direction. I mean, you know me, you don't really have to sell going green to me. Here I am looking at probably a Gene Pollinator. The Stomping Ground is interesting, especially when I'm seeing these two red removal spells. But Gene Pollinator keeps us in the green-red shell, gives us a little bit of tappy-tappy, maybe a little bit of rampy-rampy. Early game, Ilvoy Operative would be my other pick. Lost in Space, I probably do want one of these, and I really wouldn't mind the Stomping Ground just so I could possibly splash a Bombard or a Plasma Bolt. But we'll go with the Gene Pollinator. It is also an artifact to go with the Mechan Assembler, which is kind of cool, so we'll keep that like on the side. I do think I want to take a Cryo Shatter. I do want a Sammy's Curiosity, I will say. That's why it does inspire me to take the Sammys. And I do think the Sammys is probably a harder card to get, but Cryo Shatter is just such a good early game removal spell. Like, this is more often than not just a Swords to Plowshares almost. So let's take the Cryo Shatter. Now here I'm looking at whenever you'd put counters on a creature, spacecraft, or planet. Like, interesting, but we don't have any, like, counter stuff. Sky Stinger, 3 mana, 3/3 that can block creatures with flying. Great. Mental Modulation can do something, but I think Sky Stinger is the pick. Yeah. In green blue, I have drafted green blue once, and I think. How did we do in that draft? I think we did pretty well in that draft. I will say our green is not phenomenal here, but the Ice-Steel Explorer is pretty good. The one time that I've had this in draft, it did extremely well for me. Plus, it's just a really cool card. The way he holds his hand's kind of weird, but you can't hold that against him, you know? I will say having nothing that we can play here is a little bit sad, but I will take the Caesarean Dirgecraft. It might be better to take something in red instead of black, but the Dirgecraft is a stronger power level, and these are both early game cards. This is much more likely to be on the splash, especially if we get some of those Sammys and things like that. Do we want to take another Caesarean Dirgecraft? I sacrifices a non-token creature of their choice, so they can't sacrifice a token. Otherwise, it's a Shattered Wings, Artifact Enchantment, or Creature with Flying, Surveil 1. It's not bad. But let's take another Dirgecraft and we'll see what happens with that. Cosmogoyf is a rare, so I'm gonna take it because I'm not gonna play the Atomic Moisturizer. Yes, I know it was Microsizer. Don't you keyboard warriors get all hyped up. I don't need that kind of energy right now. It's too early in the morning. Oh, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm having fun here. We're here for a good time, not a long time. That's a lie. Try to take care of yourself and your body. Keep yourself around for a while. When it's attached to a target creature you control, it gains +2/+1 and has reach. There's probably a green-red, like, there's a Sammy's Curiosity that came around last. Is this a bad card and I just don't know it or something? Like, that feels wrong to me. Bioengineered Future is definitely something I would be interested in taking, and so I'm over here like, that sounds kind of great. But there is a Cryogen Relic, there is a Mouth of the Storm, which is also pretty good. But we do kind of need these early game cards to help us get to some of our late game. Bioengineered Future is just a little bit slow, I think. So I think I'm going to take the Close Encounter. How are we looking? 6/5. Close Encounter is very strong. Mouth of the Storm is also very strong, but Close Encounter gives us a little bit more interaction. I will say the Cryogen Relic is something that I would love to have. Another Terra Symbiosis. Or wait. This is different than that other one. Whenever you put a 1 or more 1/1 counters on a creature you control, you may draw that many cards. Dang. But there's a Siege Ship Agrarian. 4 mana for a 3/3. Whenever it becomes tapped, create a lander, and landfall, put a 1/1 counter on the creature. Just very, very strong. Excuse me. I would love to have that Dauntless Scrapbot, but we're going to take the Siege Ship Agrarian. With that, the Starbreached Whale is going to give us a little bit of dig power. The Icescape Crasher is interesting, but I want the flyer. Ilvoy Operative looks like what we're going to want to be doing here. We do have some early game cards, so the Ilvoy is going to help us out. We do want 2-drops. The fact that we don't have any 2-drops and we have this Glut at 7 and 5 is a little bit scary. And the Mechan Assembler is not even that good. Blooming Stinger. That's perfect. The Sculpting Blast is also one that I would really, really like. 2 mana for a return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. If it was attacking, create a 1/1 colorless drone artifact creature token. Like, phenomenal. That's the loading zone is the one that did all the tokens. But there's a Blooming Stinger, and that's a 2-drop. Love that for us. Gonna follow that up with a Cryo Shatter. Like I said, Cryo Shatter is just a phenomenal card. It is more often than not almost a Swords to Plowshares. I say that, and it's almost an apt comparison too, because that creature that you do this to can then block, and when it blocks, it protects their life total generally, and then it dies. So they get the block, they get to gain the life. So love to have it. Mind you, there are bigger creatures here, like Pinnacle Kill Ships and things like that, but that taps, and when it taps, it dies. It's not taking out a Starwinder. That's the main thing, is if the creature itself has a static ability, you're not doing anything to it. Swarmyard, insect, rat, spider, or squirrel. Do I have anything? I have some insects. Do I take a Swarm Yard? I think I take a Swarm Yard. And I think I feel pretty good about it, actually. Oddly. I do think I'm going to take another Sammy's. The Siege Ship Brood Tender is something that I definitely find interesting. Mill 3 cards, sacrifice this creature, return target creature or spacecraft card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Let's take it. We've seen Sammy's go so late already. It seems like someone is in green, but not like actively picking all the good green cards. So maybe we can do something here. I do have a Shattered Wings if I want to play it, but I am looking good at playables already. I think the Mechan Assembler is looking to get cut. Divert Disaster, counter target spell, unless its controller pays 2. If they do, I create a lander token, so it's like 2 mana lander token, make things cost more. Sure. Not likely to play that, but I mean, it's a lander token, so there's that. I wouldn't mind having one of the 3 mana 3/3s that makes a lander. Moonlit Meditation. 3 mana, enchant artifact or creature you control. The first time you would create one or more tokens each turn, you may instead create that many tokens that are copies of enchanted permanent. So I can copy something repeatedly if I'm creating lander tokens, which is like great, but I don't know, it just seems a little risky. So we're gonna take the Biomechan Engineer because that is insanely strong. We're gonna follow that up with probably a Mechanizoa. Mouth of the Storm is very good, but we do already kind of have this late game. The Mechan Assembler is going to be looking to get cut. We do have some good early game going on. I would like to get a few more of the lander tokens, but Mechanizoa gives us a little bit of, not reach, but a little bit of defense, you know? Do I want to play another Siege Ship Brood Tender? I don't think I do. I think I'm going to take a Blooming Stinger again. Actually, let's take another Mechanizoa. This might be wrong. Yeah, actually, I'm going to take the Blooming Stinger. And I'm going to cut the Siege Ship Brood Tender. Playing the black on a 5 mana card is more doable. We're already going to be looking to do cuts. Plus, this is a plant scorpion. This doesn't insect, rat, spider, or squirrel. It needs to be an insect. Oh, okay. 1 second here. Susura Secundi, Void Altar. 2 pay life, sacrifice creature, draw cards equal to sacrifice creature's power, activate only as a sorcery. Do we play that in this deck? I don't think we do. I think we might play the Drix Fate Maker. The Starbreached Whale is probably just better, though. The Starbreached Whale doubling as a 2-drop that lets us surveil and hit our land drops is just really, really good. Like, I don't want to undersell it here. Hmm. It's a really cool looking card, honestly. Rescue Skiff is really good. Nanoform Sentinel is interesting. 3 mana for a 3/2. Whenever this creature becomes tapped, untap another target permanent. This ability triggers only once each turn. Helps with crewing. So, like, I guess there's that. Here, I'm looking at the Mental Modulation, Power Depot, Artifact Land. This land enters tap. Add 1 mana of any color. Spend this mana only to cast artifact spells or activate abilities of artifacts. Interesting. Mental Modulation gives us just a little bit of tempo. The Drix Fate Maker is what I think I'm going to take. There's another Caesarian Dirgecraft, which is going to go... Actually, I'm going to put the Halia in my sideboard, because Halia is a very good card. And the fact that it's still there is crazy. And there's a Sammy's. Okay. Now I feel a lot better about playing the black cards, I will say. There's a Lost in Space that I'm not opposed to taking here. You gotta get 2 cuts. Take the rare. Take the Brood Tender. Melt Strider's gear. There's gotta be like a green-white artifact deck with these Melt Strider gears and stuff like that, you know? 16-9. We gotta make 2 cuts. Is the Caesarian Durishcraft good enough to play? It's kind of our only removal minus these 2 Cryo Shatters. Gives us some flyers. I think I'm kind of here for it. We have this Glut at 5, but we're kind of all right with that. I think the Divert Disaster, it is some good. It's some good early game like interaction, and it counters some big stuff. So maybe I'm here for it. I think the Fate Maker's probably one of the weaker cards. I think we're also going to go down on that, up on that. 15, 16, 17. I think we are going to play the Swarmyard. Because insect, rat, spider, squirrel. So this is insect, insect. These are both insects. This is an insect. And this is an insect. So it hits a large portion of our creatures. Unironically, Swarmyard is pretty dang good in our deck. We gotta drop 1 card. 15, 16, 17. Yeah, 1 card. What are we dropping? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Divert Disaster. Out you go. Done. Let's run it. I like this deck. I'll be honest, I kind of really like this deck. I am predicting. Oh, what a cool little Frodo and Samwise avatar. I'm gonna predict a 5-win streak here. Hmm. We'll see if we actually get there, but I believe in us. Island, out you go. Swamp. I think we do play the Illvoy Operative before we play the Biomechan Engineer. We got 2 of these whales. Look at him holding that little needle right there. It's not long enough to be like an actual joust. What's the... There's an actual term there, and I can't think of it off the top of my head. Are you gonna sacrifice the beam saw? You are? That's crazy. I want everyone here to know that that probably was not correct. So we're gonna cast this with Warp. We're gonna tap that down. I mean, maybe it was correct if he needs that token. Like, he's missing his second color. So maybe, Like, I shouldn't be so harsh. Oh, he drew a plane, so he was punished immediately. I'm sorry, that shouldn't be funny. It is. I want you to know. It really, really, truly is. But it shouldn't be, probably. I'm gonna put that down, and we'll leave the Cryo Shatter on top. And then we're gonna play the Biomech and Engineer. We're gonna give a 1/1 counter to that. We're gonna get in. Oh, he's gonna actually sacrifice his Caesarean for that? I vibe with that hard. Well. I am going to play the whale. I do not need a Sammy's. I do not need a forest. End turn. And you're gonna go for removal on my whale because then I'm gonna play another whale. It's whale o'clock. Oh. Enters or attacks other creatures you control. Oh. Fair. I will block. I won't block that. I am going to do this and hit Servandum. And then I am going to do this. Oh, view the battlefield. Yeah, we're gonna leave. No, we're gonna put the. We're gonna put that on bottom. Leave that one on top. And we're gonna hold on to a Cryo Shatter. And then pass. Honestly, I probably could have warped Germinating Worm. He sacrificed Servandum. That doesn't seem correct either. I question plays. Ooh, that's good. We'll take 5. So we are going to Cryo Shatter the Caesarean. play the Seed Chip. And he's probably going to try to get in with the Umbral Zealot, and we will block. He left it on top. Auxiliary boosters. Got another flyer. Okay. Or, well, to be fair, an artifact that flies. I'm gonna make a counter. Have down your Umbral Collar Zealot. Fair enough. He's gonna try and get in for 4. Let's surveil. We definitely don't want that. We definitely do want the island. No attacks. We're in a little bit of a rough spot. But we do have the ability to start gaining some life. He doesn't have an easy way to get in. Honestly, that focus fire kind of got us. Right in the gonads. Oh. That's annoying. Oh, geez, I do, like, lose. What is that? I lose. That's great. His draw was perfect. I do think he misplayed it a couple different points, but maybe that's what he needed to do to get that exact draw to win. Dang. Okay. Not a bad one on their part. I definitely felt like I was in the driver's seat for most of that. I think letting that surveil get through as many times as I did, I think, is a little bit of what the issue was. Here, Illinois Operative. We only got one card we can play. We're gonna mulligan that. Here, we're gonna keep that, and we're probably gonna get rid of the Sky Stinger. Okay, I've seen that. I'm gonna play a Blooming Stinger. So we'll block that. Violet. So we're gonna play this. I'm gonna warp that in. Oh, I can't pay the warp? Warp isn't... Okay. That's a little bit not good. I chose the wrong card then. I definitely should have played the Cryo Shatter instead. Or gotten the Cryo Shatter put aside. I did not realize that warp did that. Or, well, realize it meant in your hand. The one good thing about this series is I am learning so many things, and it really is RTFC, which if you've not heard RTFC, go Google it, go look it up. Fun fact. But I am gonna get an island. I don't have anything else. I don't have a reason to go grab a black mana right now. Gonna play the ice still though. Hit me with that red counter spell, I'm ready. Or it's a bombard, which is what my assumption is. It isn't a bombard. Well, I'm here for that. Well, I'm not gonna block that. I've been blown up by focus fire enough times to not want to do that. And now I can play my 3/5. Honestly, Mechanozoa should stay on top. I'm gonna put the swamp on top too because I should. Oh! Yeah, actually that's probably right because I want to draw the Mechanozoa. I'm like, wait, I should have put the swamp in the graveyard. I should have put the swamp in the graveyard regardless and just not played it this turn. Ooh. See, I learn new things. I'm learning like minor little improvements to my Magic play as I do this more. And I think in general, I don't play enough Magic. Like, I watch Kenji and Shion and LSV and, Kibler and all these people who played Magic for so long and so much. It's just the sheer volume of experience that they have that lets them know certain things. Like when they read Warp and they take note of, okay, I've messed up mechanics previously, like I have with Warp. Um, Also, I am gonna block here. I'm just not gonna play the Mechanozoa. I probably should, but I want to be able to use it to tap things down. I am just gonna cast this. We're gonna get in for some damages. 3 colors. Oh, no wonder he was having trouble. I'm gonna kill the Sun Starlights. And then we're gonna get in for 7. And we're gonna have 7 in the air. Nice turn if we need to. This one was really straightforward. You got kind of mana screwed. I probably should have paid the Mechanizoa on that one turn, just so that we had the 5/5 out sooner, but... Ooh. You're gonna tap out? That doesn't help you. Unless you tap out. Flying first strike. And then we're gonna Cryo Shatter the Dawn Strike Vanguard. Good card. Now it can't do damage to us unless you can destroy that enchantment. Which there are options. I mean, what's that 3-mana one? The Shatter Veil or whatever? Oh. Oh, oh. And that's game. Okay. Good one. And let's jump in. And we're ready. That mountain is just probably the coolest mountain ever, though. I really, really love like the spaceships on the mountain. I'm not gonna lie. This would be awesome if one of these was a forest, but it's not. So we're gonna mulligan this and be really sad about it. And we're gonna keep this, and it's gonna be all right. And we're gonna put one of the Sky Stingers back into the library. Hygiene Pollinator. I know you're not going to be able to tap like you want, but when Scene Chip Agrarian comes in, you're going to be able to tap it. That's kind of all we need from you. And you're going to get in for a damage. That's respectable. That's a pretty sweet land. The forest is a lot cooler than the mountain, I will say. I'll play 3/3. I'm going to not attack. And I'm going to really hope 3-color into Siege Ship Agrarian. Oh, that's kind of funny. Okay, let's get in. I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play this. An untap permanent you control. Resolves. Resolves. Also resolves. We're gonna do the thing. We'll do that. We're gonna play this. And then we're going to warp this in. And we're gonna get in for 7. We're in very similar boats here. You have a Seed Ship Agrarian, I have a Seed Ship Agrarian. The first strike, which scares me. Alright, so what we want to do is we want to swing in with this. And then we're going to activate this. And we're going to get a swamp. And then we're going to activate this. And we're going to get a forest. And then we're going to go next. 6 damage. And we're going to cryo shatter. Honestly, probably the Seed Ship Agrarian. And we're going to say go. The thing is, when it gets tapped, that's the issue. He's got a blocker. That's my one, like, worry, is the Seed Ship Agrarian is going to be able to continue to block. Or, well, you know, block once. The molecular modifier being able to do what it does is also annoying, but he's down to 3. Orbital Plunge is annoying and scary. But hitting the 3/3 instead of the 2/2 Death Toucher is kind of crazy. Germinating Worm to gain some life, sure. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if I swing... I'm gonna play this. And tap down the Blooming Stinger. And attack. Plasma Bolt is good. Let's play a 5/5, gain 2 life. See, this is getting scary. No blocks, that's fine. Hmm. If I block there, I'm not getting out of this. Hmm. Okay. How do I do this here? If I stay back and block, he blocks out with everything. If I attack, I think we gotta get in with the seed ship, and we gotta hope that he messes up somehow with like a double block or something like that. Because now I can do damage, kill that, I can block there, but I can't do anything there. So let's just hold and see what he does. I think he's got me though. Yup, you got me. Good game. Yeah, the not having removal is tough. You know, I had that. Let's look at this. I haven't done this before, actually. But that Lost in Space is something that I think I want in this deck. I've not enjoyed the Nanoform Sentinel. I've not really needed it to do anything. So let's try this. And let's play one more. Go back. Let's see where we're at. Ready. IVG. See? 3-letter name. Kind of crazy. Opponent goes first. Yeah, we'll keep this. We've got a Blooming Stinger. Starbreach Whale to go with it. Not a bad place to be. Manon. Ooh. Scary, scary Manon. We're gonna go Sky Stinger. No X. Manon might make things a little bit scary for us, but ooh, Mechanozoa to tap us down. I'm gonna tap down the Death Toucher. Oh my goodness. Okay. Maybe I'm just playing blue-red wrong. Like, what in the world just happened? Um... Well, let's cross our fingers that we're not dead here. Chrome Companion gives that. Yeah, am I just... Guys, I'm sorry, but am I crazy or is this like actually absurd? Yeah, we're gonna leave the Cryo Shatter on top. No attacks. Like, if he drew a land here and he goes Mechanozoa tap me down, I mean, I feel like I've just gotten straight tempoed like 18 games in a row. Whenever this creature or another Kabu can exile the top card for as long as you. Yeah, sure. Okay, just every 1 and 2 drop and 3 drop artifact, I guess. I'm gonna be real. This is game. We're kind of screwed with what he's got going on here. It maybe I'm just am I I'm losing confidence here, guys. Like what happened in this game? Is this just the nut straw and I had no chance from the start? That's kind of what it felt like, but I mean, I might just suck at drafting, I'll be real. Yeah, that's game. Okay. Is that another one game win for a draft? Guys, we're gonna have to take this to the drawing board. We're gonna have to take a break. We're gonna have to take a step back. Um, let's claim our spoils here. Our one pack. Let's go open that up. But we're gonna take a step back. We're gonna take a break, and we're gonna jump into an Aether Drift draft next, and take a look and see how that works out. Just to try something new. Not bad. Thanks so much for joining me today. Another little bit of a short one for you, but we're going to look back at coming back stronger tomorrow. So look forward to that. I'll see you guys then. Bye bye.